So today we'll be making this Gothic lolita style veil. It has two bows here and a little forehead thingy and then the thing in the back. Alright, so let's begin. So for today we'll be making a Gothic lolita style veil for your outfit or anything you like. So what you're going to be needing is some gold fabric or any fabric for your band that you prefer. Some lace, ribbons so that we can enclose the our seams up with the lace so it looks finished. Scissors. You're obviously going to need a sewing machine and some pins or clips, and a pattern for your band. I'll tell you how to make this in a second. Alright. I'm going to place this on my fabric because my table is white and you're not going to be able to see it. So you're going to make a cut either on tissue paper or regular paper. So you're going to cut for this going this lengthwise here. The height, you're going to go 2 inches. And then the length is 12. So you're going to cut a 2 by 12 piece of paper out. I'm going to take out your gold fabric or whatever fabric you decided to use for your project. And you are going to want to you're going to cut one of these out. So you're just going to pin your pattern out onto your material, and then you're just going to cut this out along the edge. And then you will have something that looks like this. I already serged it. You don't have to serge it, but if you have one of those machines, you can. I had the blade up, so it's true to size still. So you're going to have one of these. Along the top and along the bottom, your measurement will be for the main piece 14 inches. And as for the height, it's going to be 15 inches. So 14 by 15. So you're going to cut the main piece out that long. And then the next set for your piece, this is going to be on the top. You're going to cut a piece that is let's see here. This piece is 9.5 inches by 5, so that'll be your next piece to cut out. And the last little piece is a smaller piece, and for this you're going to cut 7 inches by 4 inches. Alright, so that is our pieces for our veil. Now for your lace, you're going to cut a piece of, let's see, now what we're going to do is we're going to be putting our ribbon or lace along our edge. So we're going to be putting it along one edge here, and one edge here, and we're going to leave this top part free of our trim or lace. The stuff that I got is, what I'm going to be using is lace ribbon. I got this from the Dollar Tree, and it looks like this. Or you could use any kind of lace trimming or lace that you got, or ribbon. Alright, so we are going to, I'm going to be putting this side of our ribbon on top, and this is going to be on the back side. So what you are going to do is you are going to line the lace edge up with, right before it makes these little circles here. So you're just going to stick it on like this. And then you're going to pin that, and I'll show you what that looks like. This is what it looks like pinned. I'm leaving a little extra dangling in case your fabric is stretchy and it doesn't quite match. And this is what I meant by having the lace meet that edge. So we are going to sew along this edge right here. This edge. You're going to sew along this edge here, and you're going to begin stitching. Don't forget to reverse stitch, which is a back stitch, and you're going to take pins out as you go. You're just going to trim off the excess so that both of your ends are flush with the lace. And then you are going to fold over your edge like this, and then you are going to pin it on the back side. Something that looks like this after it's pinned. So then you're just going to place it back on your sewing machine, and you're just going to stitch along your line right here. Next step, you're going to pin it the same way, but you're going to leave a little dangling off. And you're going to fold it over, and then you're going to pin that down, and then you're going to pin it the rest of the way like you did this one. So it's the same way as we pinned the bottom one, except you're just leaving a little extra on the end, and you're folding it over, and then you're going to pin it the rest of the way up. It'll look like this when it's pinned, and you're just going to sew along that same edge like before. Take the scissors and cut off the excess, and we're going to do like before, and you're going to fold this over. Our folded end over here gets folded in half so that that edge right there is finished. So just fold that over and then continue to pin and folding down to the end, and then you're going to sew the edge of the ribbon. And this is what it looks like. You're going to repeat this step for our other end here. So remember to leave a little hanging off and fold it over, and then sew the edge, and then like what we did on this one, you're just going to redo the same steps as this side for this side. Now it'll look something like this, and you're going to repeat the same steps for your medium-sized one and also for your large one. Let me take you to the next step now. So now we are going to be putting 2 rows of gathering. So you are going to set your stitch length to the highest number, or whatever on your machine gives you the longest stitches. For mine it's a 4. So we are going to stick our piece in here, and you are going to line up the edge with your foot edge with your fabric to make our first set of stitches. And you're not reversing or anything like that. And then you're just gonna pull that out. And you're going to make your next set of stitches right next to that line we just made. Oops. Alright, and then you're going to do that to your other 2 pieces with 2 rows of stitching. What we're going to do now is we are going to pull our gathers, and you're going to make this main ruff, the big one, 8 inches. So we're going to ruffle this up to 8 inches, or pull the gathers in, I mean. So you're either going to pull the top gathers or the bottom gathers, but don't pull both because it'll come apart. So you're going to find the top or the bottom thread and work with those. Alright, so I've got my top threads. I'm gonna pull, and it's gonna start pulling up, and you're gonna do this on both sides until it makes 8 inches. Set either side, and you're gonna wrap your gathering threads around, and then you're just going to stitch in the center of the 2 gathering lines you just made to keep our piece together. And then you're going to do this to all 3 pieces. You're going to find the center of the little one is ruffled up to 3 inches. The medium one is ruffled up to 4, and the large one is gathered up to 8 inches. So you're going to find the center of your little one, and you're going to find the center of your medium-sized one, and you're going to put those together. So like that. And then you are going to sew across the top here. You're going to pin it, and then you're going to sew across. Look like this after it's pinned. So now you're just going to sew along the edge, probably where the foot meets up with the edge of your fabric here. So you're just going to stitch across here. Find the center of the thing we just sewed together, and then you're going to find the center of our large one, and you are going to match that with the center of the main veil piece. And then you're going to pin this on, and you're going to sew across. It should look something like this with our 2 lace pieces on top, and then our main piece. Alright, so now we are going to figure out the band part for our next step. You're going to take your iron, and you're going to fold up your edge 1/4 and sew it down on each side, and then you're just going to fold in and iron your edges like this, and then you're just going to sew along the line. Iron your gold material in half, and then you're going to stuff your veil inside the band, and you are going to sew along this edge here, and then along here at the bottom. So you're going to sew and then come back up. So next what you're going to do is you're going to take this layer, your top layer, and you're going to flip it forward, and you're going to take part of your lace, and you're going to pin it to the size of your edge here, and then you're going to sew this on to your piece. Pull your second layer out and pull everything forward, so when you sew this, you're not going to sew your bottom layer and your top layer in together. So you're going to fold over your edge and then pin along the bottom, and you're going to sew on either side of this piece right here. So you're going to sew along one end, and then along the bottom, and also on the sides. Get some thick ribbon. This ribbon is 2.5 inches by 25 yards. So that's what this is. You're going to cut out 10 inches of this ribbon. This ribbon has a shiny side and a not so shiny side, so you're going to pick the shiny side and put it right sides together, and you're going to fold this in half, and you are going to take this to your sewing machine, and you're going to stitch this in about that much. You're going to sew it that much on the sewing machine, and that's about half an inch. You're going to sew this a half an inch on your machine. Pull right sides out, so that now the shiny side is on the outside, and you are going now to make both of your sides equal, like so. pin in this to hold it in place while we cut our other ribbon. So you're going to cut a ribbon enough so that we can loop around our bow. So mine's roughly about 2 inches. Alright, so the next step you're going to do is you're going to hold this. Well, actually first we're going to thread our hand needle. Got our hand needle threaded. So you are going to take out the pin that's holding it in place and set that aside. And then you are going to scrunch down your bow here. And then you are going to take your ribbon here. And hold on, let me readjust. Take your pin and get to the edge as closest possible up to get your ribbon on. And then you are going to hold this down. And you are going to take your needle and you're going to sew across here. So you're going to come up through this as close as you can. And then you're just going to go back down, and you're going to come back up, go back down, and then come back this way the same way. So now you're going to take your thread and go in through the center here, because we're going to go through all the layers, and you're going to come out through the bottom. And then you're going to come back through to the top, and then you're going to do this a couple of times. Got your pin in place, then you can go ahead and take it out, and then you're going to take your edge and fold it over, and then you are going to sew this to the top side of your piece. So you're just going to keep going in and out trying to sew your flap down. You're going to take your bow and you are going to stick it on your piece. And if you have a small headband, you can stuff it in. What you're going to do is you're going to take up a layer of the gold and then up a layer of black, and then you're going to keep going in and out all the way around. It'll look something like this sewn on, and then you're going to repeat the same steps for the other side for your bow. And then that's how we make our Gothic Lolita veil. Alright, I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.